Close your eyes now and breathe deeply. Steel yourself in this sacred moment. Become aware not of the world as it appears, but of the world as it truly is within you. You are not a beggar before God. You are the vessel through which His infinite blessings are poured. April is not just a month. It is a season of divine alignment, a season where invisible seeds sown in faith begin to break the ground. This is your time, not by chance, but by design. The blessing you seek is not in the distance, it is near. It is already here, waiting not for permission, but for recognition. You must now pray, not as one who pleads, but as one who claims. You do not ask for breakthrough, you assume it. You do not hope for favor, you wear it. For the word says, before you call, I will answer. That means the moment you dare to believe, the moment you dwell in the state of answered prayer, the thing itself begins to move toward you. This powerful April prayer is not words repeated, but consciousness shifted. Say now within yourself, I am blessed, I am chosen, I am aligned with divine power. Do not wait for evidence. The evidence will follow your belief. The breakthrough is not behind you nor ahead. It is unfolding through your now. Every day, sit in the feeling of the wish fulfilled. Let your prayer be a living thing, felt, not just spoken. Picture your life as already touched by God's overflowing goodness. See doors opening, relationships healing, debts canceled, opportunities arising, because you dared to believe before you saw. This is not fantasy. This is faith. This is spiritual law. And when you persist in the assumption of the answered prayer, all of heaven rushes to meet you in that state. The power that formed galaxies bends low to honor your inner vision. You do not move the world by force. You move it by faith. You shift your reality by aligning with the God within you. For the kingdom is not out there, it is within. Your April blessing, your breakthrough, is already finished in the unseen. Speak it, feel it, walk in it. Let this be the prayer you pray every day, not in desperation, but in holy confidence. It is done, it is mine, I am ready. You rise each day not as one who waits for permission from the world, but as one who remembers who they are. You were not sent here to chase blessings, you were born to release them. The entire structure of your life shifts when you stop reaching outward and start aligning inward. This is the month where the old cycles lose their grip. The past is not your pattern. The past is not your prophecy. The old limitations, the former delays, the years of wandering in confusion, they dissolve now as you return to the truth. You are the living temple of the Most High, and what you imagine in alignment with divine law must come to pass. So when you pray, let your words not come from fear or lack. Speak them as one whose Father owns the cattle on 1,000 hills. Speak as one who understands that the unseen is more real than the seen. Feel the power of your own inner world, the secret place where breakthroughs are born. That is the Holy of Holies. That is where the work is done. You may have been waiting, wondering, weary from the delay, but now is the time to drop that identity. The breakthrough was never delayed. It was being prepared for the version of you who could carry it, and now you are that version. The April prayer is not about begging God to act. It is about letting your inner man awaken to what has already been given. Say now, deep within, I walk in my answered prayer. I walk in the fullness of grace. I walk in miracles made visible. There is a power that moves when you feel before the facts, when you praise before the proof, when you give thanks for what your senses cannot yet detect. That is not delusion. That is dominion. That is the way of spirit. That is the law of belief. And it never fails. See yourself standing in the place you have long desired to reach. Feel the sunlight on your face, the joy in your heart, the lightness in your step. Dwell there, abide there. Let it saturate your being until the world bends to match what you've dared to internalize. You are not here to struggle your way to glory. You are here to embody it. Speak this April prayer over your life as a decree, not a request. The angels heed the voice of faith, not fear. The heavens respond to conviction, not confusion. As you align with the version of yourself who already lives the breakthrough, everything around you must rearrange to reflect that inner truth. There is no magic in repeating empty words, but there is power, irresistible, creative, divine power, in speaking from the end. Imagine the prayer already answered. See the job already secured. See the healing already done. See the relationship already restored. Then let your emotions rise to meet that scene. Let your gratitude swell for the thing already given. This is the sacred work of manifestation. This is the practice of true prayer. You are not a beggar in rags. You are royalty in disguise. You are the heir of divine promise, the embodiment of fulfilled prophecy. You are the living answer to prayers you haven't even yet prayed. This month, something holy is unfolding, something beyond logic, beyond timing, beyond toil. And it begins not with effort, but with alignment. The moment you become inwardly convinced of the new reality, all things external begin to obey that conviction. There is no force more magnetic than a soul in agreement with God. And when you say yes to the promise, when you say yes to the blessing, when you say yes to the new season without seeing it, you pull the invisible into the visible. You summon miracles with your faith. Let others chase and hustle and grasp. You will go inward. You will go higher. You will dwell in the house of the Lord, not someday, but now. Because the house is within you, the power is within you, the source is not distant, it is closer than your next breath. This April, don't just ask for blessings, become the vibration of the blessing itself. Don't just seek breakthrough, embody the version of you who walks in it. Pray this daily, not as routine, but as reality. I have it now. I walk in it now. I radiate divine favor now. The world may offer delays, but in spirit there is only now. Divine timing is not distance. It is alignment. And once you align with the frequency of answered prayer, time collapses and what seemed far off appears suddenly, easily. Expect sudden shifts. Expect divine reversals. Expect favor that doesn't make sense. Not because of who you are in the flesh, but because of who you are in the spirit. Because your Father delights in giving good gifts, and all that is required is that you believe you've already received. And so each morning, take a moment, go within, shut the door to noise and doubt. Let the old fears dissolve. Let your inner eyes open to the new things springing forth. Pray not with trembling, but with certainty. Imagine your phone ringing with good news. See your inbox flooded with answered prayers. Feel your heart dancing under the weight of fulfilled desire. This is not fantasy. This is the secret of the ages. This is how worlds are created. This is how destinies shift. When you stop rehearsing the pain of yesterday and begin rejoicing in the promise of now, mountains move, waters part, and blessings break open. It does not matter how long it has been. Delay is not denial. It matters not what statistics say, what history says, what your bank account says. All that matters is what God says, and God has declared it finished. You are not striving for victory. You are praying from it. Let your April be marked by this prayer, not once, but daily, as a living atmosphere around you. I am the blessed of the Lord. I live under open heavens. My steps are ordered. My way is clear. My supply is endless. Say it until your mind surrenders to it. Say it until your emotions harmonize with it. Say it until the old version of you dissolves and the true self, bold, radiant, magnetic, takes its rightful place. No one can steal what God has authored. No one can block what you've aligned with in spirit. The only permission required is your agreement. And once you agree, Once you believe, once you receive it within, the outer world will rush to obey. This is your time, not tomorrow, now. This is your moment of awakening. This is the season where what you imagined in secret becomes what you walk in publicly. This is the month where the invisible becomes inevitable. The earth may shake, the winds may blow, but your foundation is divine. Your life is not built on sand, but on spirit, and the spirit cannot be shaken. You are kept, you are carried, you are covered, and as you speak life into every corner of your world, as you align your imagination with heaven's blueprint, you will witness things you never dared to ask for. You will know peace without a reason, joy without explanation, supply without struggle, because you chose to live by inner vision, not outer condition. Because you dared to say, I believe, I receive, I am ready. Keep praying this way. Keep imagining with conviction. Keep seeing beyond sight. The more real it becomes within, the faster it appears without. Nothing is too hard, nothing is too far, nothing is denied to the one who believes. So walk through your day in quiet confidence, not arrogant, but anchored. Anchored in the truth that your life is unfolding according to a higher pattern, that you are not forgotten, that you are not behind, that the shift you've been waiting for has already begun. Let every step you take be a step of faith. Let every breath be filled with expectation. Let every word you speak be a container of power. And let your mind be filled with images of answered prayer. Feel it, live it, breathe it, and the world will follow. You are not hoping for change. You are the change. You are the vibration of answered prayer in human form. And when you move from that awareness, even the atmosphere around you begins to respond. People are drawn to you. Opportunities recognize you. Doors you didn't knock on begin to open. Not because you force them, but because you align with the key that unlocks them. Inner conviction. There is nothing casual about this moment. This month was written into the divine script of your life before the foundations of the world. You're not just living in April, you are standing in the appointed hour, the time when delay breaks, the time when weariness lifts, the time when everything you carried in silence starts to bear visible fruit, because the seed that was buried in faith is now blooming in power. And yet you must remember, it is not your effort that causes the harvest, it is your alignment. There are those who work endlessly yet gain nothing, and there are those who sit quietly, believe deeply, and watch abundance flow without strain. This is the divine paradox. The kingdom is not earned by toil, it is received by belief. And belief is not passive, it is the most powerful force in creation. You are called to live from the end. See it already done, feel it already accomplished, and return day after day to that vision until it becomes more real to you than what your five senses tell you. Because your senses only reflect the past. They echo yesterday's assumptions. But Spirit always speaks of what is now becoming. That is why you must pray this April prayer daily, not just as habit, but as identity. Let it become your spiritual posture, your inner dwelling place. Let it become the fire that burns away doubt, the oil that keeps your lamp full, the compass that keeps you facing the promised land. When you wake, declare it. When you walk, embody it. When you rest, dream it until your whole being begins to vibrate in rhythm with heaven's decree. You are not lost. You are not overlooked. Every detail is accounted for. Every turn, every pause, every closed door was preparation. Do not curse the delay. Bless it. For it refined your faith. It sharpened your discernment. It positioned you for something greater than what you first imagined. Now your imagination must become your sanctuary. Let it be the altar where your faith meets form. As you visualize your new season, do so with feeling. Don't just see the image, be in it. Feel the joy of the breakthrough already manifested. Taste the celebration. Hear the sound of victory echoing through every room of your life. Let your body respond to the scene as if it were present, because in the realm of spirit, it is. There is no distance in the spirit, no waiting room in the divine. The moment you feel it as true, the blessing begins to organize itself around that feeling. It may come through unexpected channels, but it will come. It must come, because you've obeyed the first law of manifestation, assuming the end with thanksgiving. Let your prayer be soaked in gratitude, not for what will be, but for what already is. Give thanks for the provision already made, for the healing already done, for the peace already poured out. Thank God now before anything changes, because that thanksgiving is the proof that you believe it's already yours. And belief is the currency of heaven. You may not know how. You don't need to. That's not your role. Your only work is to believe, to assume, to feel, to see. The how belongs to God. The unfolding is His domain. Your task is to dwell in the vision with unwavering confidence. Say within yourself now, I am no longer moved by appearances. I am led by truth. I am governed by faith. I am carried by grace. Let this prayer fill your mouth and your mind. I walk in divine alignment. I live in supernatural supply. I am surrounded by favor like a shield. What I need, I already have. What I seek is seeking me. What I envision is becoming form. Every time you repeat these truths, not as empty affirmations, but as divine decrees, you reshape the atmosphere around you. You train your subconscious to accept only what aligns with God's promise. You create new neural pathways that no longer expect rejection, limitation, or scarcity, but abundance, favor, and fulfillment. The spirit within you is not waiting, it is creating. Every time you imagine the best, you plant a seed in the soil of eternity. Every time you feel the fulfillment, you water that seed. Every time you refuse to let doubt have the final word, you expose it to sunlight. And that seed cannot remerge hidden forever. It must emerge. It must grow. It must multiply. This is why you must be still and know. Know that God is not far off. Know that the kingdom is not postponed. Know that you are the vessel through which the invisible becomes visible. Speak from this knowing. Walk from this knowing. Rejoice from this knowing. Let no outer circumstance pull you out of alignment. Even when nothing seems to change, remain. Even when the facts scream contradiction, remain. Even when fear rises like a wave, remain. Because what you remain faithful to within will become inevitable without. Do not be swayed by the voices of limitation. Do not agree with the timelines of the world. You serve the author of time, and He declares the end from the beginning. What is too late for man is right on time in the Spirit. And the Spirit is never in delay. It is always in motion, always in completion. This April, allow yourself to surrender to that motion. Let go of the urge to control. Let go of the habit of panic. Trust the divine choreography. Trust the orchestration you cannot yet see. Trust that if you've seen it clearly in spirit, it is only a matter of divine timing before it breaks through the veil. There is nothing random about your life. You are not wandering. You are being guided step by step, breath by breath, into a future that was finished long before you arrived. You are not forging your path. You are unveiling it. And each prayer you speak in faith, each inner vision you hold with joy reveals the next stone under your feet. Walk boldly now, not in arrogance, but in certainty. Walk as one who knows that heaven backs every word you speak in agreement with God. Walk as one who knows that angels are dispatched at the sound of your faith. Walk as one who knows the crown already rests upon your spirit. Let this April be unlike any before. Let it be the month you stop looking outward for permission and began living inward with power. Let it be the month you no longer waited for the world to confirm your blessing, but confirmed it yourself by entering into the feeling of it fulfilled. The old story is over, the new has begun. You are not your past, you are not your pain, you are not your delay, you are the promise incarnate. You are the prophecy in motion, you are the prayer walking its answer. So speak, declare, assume, imagine, feel praise. Every day, not just as ritual, but as reality. Let this be your prayer. I am blessed in my rising and in my resting. I am called. I am chosen. I am aligned. I am abundance made visible. I am evidence of the goodness of God. And as you pray like this, live like this, think like this, everything must change. Not because you forced it, but because you finally believed it. Keep going, keep believing, keep dwelling in the secret place where fear cannot reach you and doubt has no voice. You do not have to see the full staircase. You only need to take the next step in faith, trusting that the path will rise to meet your feet. God has not brought you this far to leave you suspended in uncertainty. Every delay, every closed door, every silent season was God weaving a greater purpose behind the veil. Do not measure what is possible by what has happened. Measure it by what is promised. The promises of God are not suggestions. They are spiritual realities waiting for agreement. And the moment you come into full agreement, not in word only, but in emotion, imagination, and belief, the promise begins to press itself into the shape of your life. Feel that truth now. Let it settle into your bones. Let it replace the noise of questions with the song of certainty. You are walking into prepared places. You are stepping into blessings that have your name on them. The angels assigned to you are already at work. The resources you need are already in motion. You don't need to strain to make it happen. You simply need to yield to the version of yourself who already lives in the answered prayer. This is what true prayer is. It is not a pleading, it is a participation. It is not about convincing God, it is about becoming the version of yourself who is already one with the promise. When you do that, when you pray from completion, not for it, you tap into the divine pattern where all things align effortlessly. Speak it again. I am no longer waiting. I am no longer hoping. I am already walking in it. I already have what I asked for. I already am what I imagine. Every moment you dwell in that vibration, the old begins to fall away. The fear, the scarcity, the worry, all of it begins to unravel because it has no place in the presence of unwavering faith. And in its place comes peace, unshakable peace, the kind that passes understanding. It becomes the evidence that what you've believed is already forming. Let this peace be your sign. Not the outcome, not the manifestation, but the peace. When your inner world quiets and your breath deepens and your heart feels light, you'll know the shift has happened. You'll know the breakthrough has already begun. It begins in you before it ever shows up around you. This is why your inner life is sacred. It is not just a place of escape. It is the place of creation, your mind, your emotions, your spiritual focus. These are the tools by which the unseen becomes seen. So guard it well. Protect your vision. Do not allow worry to creep in like a thief. Do not let the opinions of others dilute your clarity. Stay rooted. Stay focused. Stay full of the promise. And even when the world speaks against it, even when evidence seems to mock your vision, stand, not in pride, but in peace. You know what God has spoken. You know what you've seen in the Spirit. You know what you've felt in the stillness. That is your reality. That is your truth. And that truth will override every fact, every number, every delay, every impossibility. Say within yourself, I am steady. I am sure. I am established. I am grounded in God's word and lifted by his Spirit. This is your April. This is your sacred turning point. The version of you that doubted, questioned, hesitated, that version is fading. And the version of you that believes with boldness, that walks with joy, that imagines without apology, that version is rising. And it is that version that draws miracles like a magnet. When you become the person who already lives the answer must appear. It has no choice. It must take shape because creation is finished. You are not making something new happen. You are awakening to what is already done. Feel that now. Let it rise in you. Let the weight lift. Let the striving cease. You are not behind. You are not too late. You are not forgotten. The blessing has been circling your life, waiting for the moment you fully received it in your spirit. And now that moment has come. Do not ask if it's working. Do not ask if you're doing it right. Simply remain. Stay in the feeling. Stay in the knowing. Stay in the light. The manifestation will not be the proof of your belief. Your belief is the proof. The manifestation is already yours. And even now as you listen, something is shifting. The atmosphere around you is responding. Ideas are being released. People are thinking of you. Situations are aligning. Timing is accelerating because you have become the container for answered prayer. You have become the fulfillment in flesh. You are not who you were. You are not what happened. You are not the delay. You are the living echo of God's intention. You are the walking prophecy of grace. You are the answered prayer someone else will look at and say, if God did it for them, He can do it for me. So let your life testify, not through effort, but through embodiment. Let your peace be loud. Let your joy be deep. Let your light be constant. And let every day in April be saturated with this sacred awareness. It is done. It is done. Even when you face resistance, do not be discouraged. Resistance often means you are close. It is the shaking before the release. It is the pressure before the birth. It is the final test before the visible reward. And it will pass because the truth within you is stronger than anything outside of you. And when you feel tired, return to the vision. When you feel uncertain, return to the end. When you feel small, remember who walks with you, who lives within you, who calls you by name. The same Spirit that raised Christ from the dead dwells in you, and nothing is impossible for the one who believes. So rise each day with vision. Speak with power, think with clarity, imagine with passion, and do it again and again until the rhythm of heaven becomes your default setting, until peace becomes your baseline, until miracles become your normal. Because the truth is, they are. You were never meant to live in survival mode. You were made for overflow. You were not created to beg for scraps. You were called to sit at the table. Not as a guest, but as a son, as a daughter, as an heir. Your inheritance is joy. Your inheritance is abundance. Your inheritance is clarity and confidence and creativity. You are meant to rise. You are meant to shine. And as you do, everything connected to you will begin to rise too. This is how breakthrough happens, not by accident, but by alignment. Not by striving, but by surrender. Not by force, but by faith. The kind of faith that doesn't flinch in the dark because it has seen the light. The kind of faith that doesn't need to explain itself because it already knows how the story ends. So rest in that, trust in that, pray from that, and let the month of April carry your new self like a current of grace, lifting you higher, faster, smoother than anything you could have orchestrated on your own. You are no longer searching for the blessing. You are living in the vibration of it, and everything you once hoped for is now drawn to you, not because you chased it, but because you became it. Let your faith be fierce, not fragile. Let it be so bold that the atmosphere shifts when you walk into a room. You are not waiting for validation. You carry authority. You are not looking for confirmation. You walk in covenant. You are not waiting for a sign. You are the sign. When the world asks for evidence, you offer your presence because the one who walks with God becomes living proof. This is not the time to shrink. This is not the time to doubt. This is the time to rise into what you have already been shown in the Spirit. Don't return to the place of questioning what God has made clear. Don't negotiate with the old version of yourself. Don't argue with the voices that never believed in you. You've outgrown that season. You've outgrown that identity. April is not just another chapter, it is a holy unveiling. It is the moment when the internal shift becomes external reality, where what once was only felt in your spirit begins to take on shape and substance. So speak to it, call it in, agree with it, water it with your praise, protect it with your attention, make no room for the energy of doubt. This month, your words carry weight. They are not small, they are not casual. Every declaration is a seed, every affirmation a decree. You are legislating in the Spirit with every breath of belief. What you say, you will see. What you feel, you will form. What you envision, you will experience. So speak carefully, speak faithfully, speak with reverence for the creative power that has been placed in your mouth. Say only what you are willing to live. Declare only what you are prepared to receive. Align your tongue with your promise, not your pain. When you say, I am blessed, you are not wishing, you are creating. When you say, I am walking in breakthrough, you are not fantasizing, you are aligning. When you say, it is already done, you are not hoping, you are honoring the finished work. The atmosphere around you is listening. The cells in your body are listening. The future is listening. And they are waiting for your agreement, your yes, your settled faith, your unwavering certainty. There will be moments when nothing seems to move, when the vision feels distant, when the facts scream louder than your faith. And even then, you must remain unmoved. That is the secret, to feel the reality so deeply within that no external delay can steal it, to hold the vision with such inner strength that the facts begin to bow to your inner world. You are not at the mercy of conditions. You are not subject to statistics. You are not limited by history. You are governed by truth. And the truth is, what you've seen in the spirit realm is more real than what you see around you. The truth is, spirit precedes matter. Cause precedes effect. Inner precedes outer. So continue to dwell in the state of your answered prayer. Live from it, speak from it, make decisions from it, build habits around it. Shape your day according to the outcome you've already received in faith. Do not wait to celebrate, celebrate now. Do not wait to give thanks now. Do not wait to rejoice, rejoice now. This is how it happens. This is how it comes. Not with strain, but with surrender. Not with begging, but with believing. Not with pushing, but with peace. You've crossed into a new dimension of trust, and in that place, miracles are not rare, they are normal. In that place, favor flows like a river. In that place, time is your servant, not your master. And yes, things will come quickly now, because your spirit is no longer resisting, your heart is no longer divided, your words are no longer double-minded. You're not trying to have faith, you have it. You are not asking for alignment, you are it. And when that happens, everything accelerates, everything begins to bow to the image you carry within. Hold that image now, strengthen it, love it, cherish it. This image is sacred. It is the blueprint of your destiny. It is the reflection of God's intention for you. And as you continue to return to it day after day, moment after moment, it will grow so strong that the outer world will no longer have the power to distract or delay you. You will walk in rooms differently. You will speak to situations differently. You will rise above storms, not because they stop coming, but because they can no longer touch your center. You will hear the noise and remain still. You will see the winds and remain confident, because you found your footing in a realm that cannot be shaken. That is the gift of this prayer. It grounds you in eternity while you walk through time. It roots you in heaven while you move through earth. It lifts you above the temporary and plants you in the unchanging. And this is the key. You must continue. Not just when it feels easy, not just when things go your way, but every day, in the silence, in the stretch, in the waiting. Keep praying, keep imagining, keep speaking, keep feeling. Not to make something happen, but to stay aligned with what is already happening. The greatest temptation will be to look away. to check if it's working, to measure your progress by sight. But remember, sight is delayed truth. It reflects yesterday's consciousness. It echoes what has already been believed. So don't look for signs, be the sign. Don't wait for evidence. Know that it is done. You are already walking in it. In spirit, you've arrived. In truth, it is settled. In divine law, it is complete. And your only job now is to remain in that place long enough for time to catch up to eternity. So let this be your meditation, your mantra, your rhythm. It is done. I receive. I align. I rest. I rejoice. You don't need to explain how. You don't need to understand every detail. Trust the orchestration, trust the silence, trust the movement that happens beneath the surface. The roots are growing even when the soil looks undisturbed. The fruit is forming even when the branch appears bare. Do not despise the quiet. Do not fear the stillness. This is where strength is born. This is where the greatest breakthroughs begin, not in noise, but in knowing. Not in action, but in awareness. Not in chasing, but in choosing. And you are choosing now. Choosing to believe. Choosing to rise. Choosing to stand in full agreement with heaven's decree over your life. That you are blessed. That you are kept. That you are favored. That you are free. Everything you need is within you. Every answer, every resource, every connection, every provision, it is already encoded into your being. And as you stay connected to that truth, you will see things appear not by force, but by flow. Not by manipulation, but by manifestation. So rest in that. Trust in that. Return to it again and again until it becomes more familiar than fear, more natural than doubt, more present than pressure. You were never meant to struggle for what already belongs to you. You were meant to receive it through faith, through vision, through inner agreement. And as you pray this powerful April prayer, remember, nothing can stop what has already been ordained. No voice can cancel what God has spoken. No obstacle can resist what faith has welcomed. You are the one. This is the moment. And your miracle has already begun. So now walk boldly, not because you see it yet, but because you know. Let every breath echo the truth. It is done. Let every step testify that heaven has moved on your behalf. You are not hoping for change, you are carrying it. You are not watching for a sign, you have become one. And as you go forward, let the world witness what happens when a soul fully aligns with divine intention. Let your life preach without a pulpit. Let your joy speak louder than fear ever could. And as you continue to pray, not as one in need, but as one in union with the answer, remember this: what you believe, you become. What you carry, you create. What you declare, you will see. It is already yours. Now walk in it.